Deion Sanders' sheer athletic ability was something divine, with blinding speed and quickness and extreme agility, not to mention great balance and body control, instincts, and jumping ability. He was probably, if I would say, you know what, outside of maybe Lawrence Taylor, he was probably the best defensive player to ever play in the NFL, in my opinion. That's another debate for another time. Was definitely the greatest quarterback. That's hands down, greatest cornerback of all time. Um, Yet, interestingly enough, he could have been even more of an offensive force. Meaning, if he had been a full-time receiver without rounds with rounds designed to play to him, if he wasn't just a punt returner and kick returner, he could have put up even greater stats. Plus, if football wasn't just such a demanding sport, we have to realize it oftentimes cuts people's careers down. With all the injuries and hits and concussions that you're walking around with that you don't even know. If he could play offense, defense, and special teams without his body breaking down, I'm sorry. He would hold just about almost every record, I would believe. Like he probably have dozens of MVP titles, half a dozen Super Bowl titles, as has been said by many people beforehand. Sanders took half the field away from quarterbacks whenever there was a passing play. And in the pass happy NFL that is today, whoo, man, the amount of interceptions he would have. So let's look at the sheer athletic ability. In high school, he was a letterman in 3 sports: basketball, football, and baseball, and was almost unbelievably an all-state in Florida honoree in all 3 sports. Would have been 4 if he would have been allowed to run track. As a freshman in college, he started on the Seminoles secondary, played outfielder for the baseball team, and led the track and field team to a conference championship. His athletic ability was legendary. According to ESPN, Sanders once played the first game of a baseball doubleheader, ran a leg of a 4 times 100 relay, and then returned to play the second baseball game. In football, he was a 2-time consensus first-team All-American, led the nation in punt return average, and won, ironically, the Jim Thorpe Award for the best defensive back. All right. He played 9 seasons of professional baseball at 641 games, where he batted 263 and 304 one year, and 533 in 4 games in the 1992 World Series, and stole over 186 bases. In the NFL, he played in 8 Pro Bowls, was a 1994 Defensive Player of the Year, and was voted to the 1990s All-Decade Team and won 2 Super Bowl rings, making him the only man to play in the Super Bowl and the World Series. Sanders amassed 7,838 all-purpose yards, caught 60 passes, intercepted 53 passes, recovered 4 fumbles, and scored 22 touchdowns. 9 interception returns was part of those touchdowns, and 6 punt returns, 3 kickoff returns, 3 receiving, and 1 fumble recovery. This is crazy, guys. He ran the 40-yard dash in 4.19 seconds, and this was before the freak athletes we have now, right? 4.19 seconds forward. Y'all want to know what he ran that joint backwards? He ran the 40 running backwards at 4.6 seconds. Bro, I'm not sure if our competitor today was able to run that with his athletic ability. See, I once saw highlights of Sanders playing basketball. Dude, the dude can dunk with so much ease. I have little doubt that he could have also been a NBA star, or at least a really good role player. I would picture someone like Allen Iverson with a better shooting percentage and better practice habits. Practice. During the 1989 season, he became the only pro athlete to ever hit a home run, and scored a touchdown in the NFL in the same week. Sanders played 9 years in the major leagues for 14. He hit 304 for one team. He stole 26 bases, like I said, and led the National League with 14 triples. 14. He, a football player, on his off time, played baseball and led the National League with 14 triples. The fact is that Deion Sanders could cross the boundaries of sports, not because he was the greatest talent, pure sheer talent, but because his athletic talent let him transcend that which most people could only do in one sport. Now, once again, if longevity, if Father Time didn't take his toll on his body, if he didn't have to go to football practice and training camps and then go play baseball right after, we don't know the sheer amount of ability he could have had. But Deion Sanders, with this 4.19 40-yard dash and a 4.6 40-yard dash backwards, has done things that no other athlete could. We have players like Bo Jackson who played both, but Bo Jackson has never been to the Super Bowl and the World Series and been impacted on both teams. Now, Deion Sanders did not win the World Series, so let's, before my fellow co-host tries to throw that in my face and say, well, he didn't help them win. Well, he was a big reason why they were even competitive in that World Series. So, folks, there you have it. Deion Sanders, the man people came paid to play, right? People don't usually pay to watch a defensive player, but that's how electric his athletic ability was. That people paid just to watch a defensive player, someone who plays special teams, see what he would do that night. Deion Sanders, folks. It is only Deion Sanders. I leave it to you, my compadre Jeff, which, look, now I can mute myself so I don't have to interject.